Hey everybody, here we are back again, living off no deck. My name's Eric, and we're gonna do some venison ribs. I plan on marinating them a little bit overnight, and then we'll rinse them off, put a rub on them, stuff like that, and we're gonna cook them 3, 2, 1. So stick around. We'll see how we do it, what ingredients I use, and I never use a recipe, so every time I cook is a different recipe. So let's see how it goes. Stick around. All right, so here we got that venison rack of ribs. Not a bad looking rack of ribs. Sorry, you can see my arrow shot here from my arrow. Sliced right through there. This right here is a nick from my knife from gutting him. Right here, if you flip it over, you can see there was where I shot it. So I've already got this all cleaned up. We're going to leave a little bit of the silver skin on here. I've done this before, and it turns out really good. It does render down, it holds it together a little bit, and when you eat it, it still tastes really good. So I'm going to wipe this down a little bit, rinse it off, and then we'll get it back and create a marinade to marinate it in overnight before we cook it. So we'll see you in a bit. All right, so I got it all rinsed off. I got it cleaned up. I did pull the interior silver skin off as much as I could. It came off in a bunch of little strips along here, but it's looking pretty good. I don't think I got all of it, but I think it'll be okay. And it looks a lot better, a little less bloody and stuff. We got this flap here we're gonna leave on. It's nice and meaty. So let's get to ingredients for the marinade and see how we're gonna do that. Well, here's what I'm gonna throw together for the marinade. I got an ancho chili. I'm gonna chop up fine. I've got some garlic, same thing, chop it up fine. I've got some ground coriander, a little sage, a little homemade tomato juice, some Worcestershire, and some lemon juice. So let's put it together and get it soaking. Okay, so we're gonna start with our basics here. I like to always start with a base of acid. So we're gonna use some tomato juice. And I kind of start with this same mixture all the time. Tomato juice and lemon juice. Now, I don't know about how much of each one, just some acid in there. We just kind of want to break down that meat a little bit, tenderize it a little bit. Worcestershire is just good in a marinade. I don't know if I've ever made a marinade without Worcestershire. All right, so we got a little sage. Sage goes really good with venison. So we're gonna put a little bit of that in there. And then some coriander. This is coriander I ground up from my garden last year from the seeds from cilantro. So we're gonna throw, there's probably about 1/8 of a teaspoon of each one of those in there. Now I've got that garlic here, 3, 4 cloves, whatever, it doesn't matter. I've got that ancho chili. I chose the ancho chili because I took a smell of it and it smelled kind of sweet. And I figure that'll add a good little flavor to it, and it'll soak up with these different liquids and stuff while it's marinating and add a good flavor. I hope anyway. So we're gonna whisk that all together good. And then we're gonna take and dump that right into a vacuum seal bag. And from there, I'm hoping this bag is big enough for that rack of ribs. Let's check it out and see. Oh, looks like we're gonna have enough. I'm gonna change the angle of the camera and then we'll vacuum seal it up. All right, let's vacuum this these ribs up. I'm going to try and do it right at the very end to leave enough room for the ribs to expand a little bit. All right. I won't get a very good seal on it, but I think it'll work. You see a little bit of air pockets in there, so it didn't do the best job of sucking the air out. I suppose the moisture got in the way a little bit, but I'll rotate this around in the fridge every couple of hours and stuff, and then we'll take it off and rinse it and season it and get it on the smoker. So we'll see you then. All right, we got this venison rack of ribs here. I'm marinating for about 14 hours. We're gonna get it out of here. There we are. So we're gonna take and rinse this off and get all the stuff off of it. And then I'm gonna put a couple rubs on it, my own homemade rub, and I'm gonna mix it with a little bit more of a sugary rib rub as well. And then we'll see you out at the smoker. All right, I've got the smoker going with a mixture of hickory and mesquite today. So we're gonna get these darn things rolling. Looks delicious. So we're gonna let these go for a little while, keep it around 225 for the duration of the cook. We're probably gonna go look at about 3 hours. I'm gonna spritz it every 20 minutes, half an hour with some apple cider vinegar, and we'll see how they turn out. Then we're gonna wrap them up. Excuse the train, I guess it's time for the train to come through. Check back in a little bit. We're right on target, 225 to 250 on these venison ribs. I did get a little hot one time. I had to open it up for about 10 minutes because it got up to close to 300 degrees. So I curled this one little flap just a little bit. We're gonna give it just a little squirt and keep going. We are an hour and a half in right now, and they're looking really good. They're not starting to pull apart from the sides yet, but I bet by the time we get through the 3 hours, it will be. So stay tuned. All right, well, it's been 3 hours. You can see it's starting to pull away from the bones just a little bit. That's what we want. So I'm gonna start with a little bit of butter. I'm just gonna lay that down on there. Wrap this over the top, just because I don't think the bottom will wrap all the way around. And I've got double wrap on the bottom. Just gonna wrap it nice and tight. And then my fancy dancy spritz bottle here is a hunting scent killer bottle. And that's what I use. I've been using it for years. And it's just gonna dump some of that water apple cider vinegar in there, maybe a half a cup worth. Wrap it up real nice and tight. And we're gonna get it back on for another couple hours. And then we'll unwrap it and see how it goes. Stick around. All right, just got these ribs off. Been sitting here for about 5 minutes is all in the tin foil. So it's been about 2.5 hours since we wrapped them. So let's see what they look like here. Holy cow, did they pull apart. Wow. That's what we wanted, isn't it? It looks fantastic. A lot of juices there. I'm actually just going to leave it in the tin foil here. I know that's not protocol, but we're going to roll with it. So let's just cut right down one of them here. Wow. Just juicy. Not much to venison ribs, that's for sure. This would probably be just 2 meals for myself. Let's see if we can get that one out of there. Well, I guess the bone comes right out of it. So you can see here, nice and juicy. Let's check it out. That's hot. Oh my goodness, is that good? That is so juicy and flavorful. Absolutely wonderful. You guys got to start saving your rib cages from your deer. The juice is just flowing out of it. All right. Well, it's living off Nodak. I hope you enjoyed this video. I've got lots more coming up. I got some great ideas to come up as well. So if you like it, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.